Good afternoon and welcome to Word on Wearside. I'm Ray Somerville.
And I'm Lucy Sims.
On today's programme, a body has been found and hundreds of homes have been left destructed after Storm Desmond hit Tyne and Wear.
Overhead line problems are causing major delays to metro services.
We find out what the people of Wearside think on Britain's airstrikes in Syria.
Bus drivers across Wearside are dressing up as Santa for charity.
And a Sunderland dog who's been nominated for a PDSA award will be joining us in the studio.
But first, Storm Desmond has caused devastation across the northeast this weekend.
The Pooley Bridge in Ullswater, Cumbria has been destroyed during the onslaught of Storm Desmond. 73 homes have been flooded and 59 have been evacuated in Corbridge and Bellingham. Cumbria has been one of the most heavily affected areas, with extreme flooding due to rivers bursting their banks and heavy rainfall. Alice Winnie reports. Sorry about that, we've had some problems there. But in the studio we're joined by Michael Mulholland, a student who has faced not being able to get home due to weather problems. Hello, Michael.
Hello.
So you were due to go back to university in Lancaster, I believe?
Yeah, yesterday I was meant to get the train home, but because of the floods all the trains were cancelled and I can't get back to university.
Have you contacted the university at all?
They've been on the Twitter say all lectures and everything this week has been cancelled, so everyone can go home a week early. But all my stuff is still there, so I've got no clothes over Christmas.
Is the whole university flooded, like the campus and your halls you're staying in?
It's partly, but the main problem is all the power's off because the substation in the city centre is flooded.
And I believe the whole campus is quite compact, so everything is ruined, I believe.
Yeah, everything's off, there's no Wi-Fi, there's no power, all the shops on campus are closed, and all the students are having to stay in the lecture halls where there's generators to keep the power going.
It's a good job that you came back when you did.
Yeah.
Has any of your items been destroyed or anything happened?
No, because I'm on the first floor, so all of my stuff's okay.
And we have been told that you only have very little clothing with you to last you for how many weeks you're stuck
3
here?
t-shirts and a pair of jeans to last us till probably about next week when the road should be open again and I can get back.
Are you going to get your stuff and then come back home for Christmas?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Hopefully that will work out for you.
I hope everything works well for you and you get back home without too much destruction. So we've got Alice Packages playing now for you.
Digging out a car covered in debris. Emergency services get to work in a clean-up operation after the weekend's flooding in Corbridge. Residents of the village have been evacuated from their homes weeks before Christmas. Some returned to assess the damage.
Yesterday I came and I stood over there on the hill and I couldn't even get to the house. And the minute I came over the bridge on foot, because it was all closed, I was in floods of tears because it was just, the water was up to the wall and I just thought it's got in. And that's when I knew it was, and there was nothing I could do on Saturday when we knew it was coming because I was at my house with my little boy and I thought, could I save a car? But I couldn't because then how would I get to save it? And what if we got trapped? And they were closing the roads and it's really scary and yeah, it's just really sad.
As you can see behind me, it's effectively become a river. Emergency services and environment agencies are working really hard with local residents to hopefully open up this road by pumping all of the water and the leftover flooding out and hopefully open the road. We're told at the moment that the number of properties that have been affected is around 80, but this number could rise as the Environment Agency hasn't actually had a chance yet to go into the properties and assess the damage of the area.
Part of our role now is to assess the flood defences to make sure that there's no damage, so that if there were any more events that we would obviously be able to protect the communities. And then what we'll be doing is continue to work with the council as part of the recovery phase, so if there are other assets around the county that need to be addressed or if we need to look at further investment in the future, we can assess the impact.
The community spirit is far from dampened. The parish council are working hard to open the car park for tonight's Christmas shopping event. They're keen to see the event well attended by the village.
Well, I'm desperately trying to make sure that still goes ahead. It will go ahead. and the emergency services are doing their best to make sure the car park's cleared, and the bridge is open now, so that'll help us. And basically I want to get the message across that Corbridge is open for business, because we really need to give people a lift who live around here tonight, and if we can put this night on, which I'm sure we will, it'll be good for the morale of the community.
Metro have announced that due to a problem with an overhead line, there are no trains running in both directions between Peelaw and South Hilton until further notice. Bus replacement services are calling at close to all stations in the affected area.
A vote for...
Peter's Metro stop is one of the busiest in Sunderland, but today, on this Monday morning, it's a ghost town because as of last night, trains between Peelaw and South Hilton were down.
Bad weather caused by Storm Desmond caused an overhead line near the Brockley Winds metro station to come down, causing delays on the service from 11 p.m. on Sunday evening. The disruptions have caused problems for people travelling to and from Sunderland. However, there are 9 bus replacement services running in the area. We got a statement from Hugh Lewis, Head of Customer Services and Communications for Nexus, who said, "This has been a very difficult weekend for Metro passengers, and unfortunately that has continued today. I am very sorry for the difficulty this will have caused passengers. We are working closely with our train operator, DB Regio, to provide the best possible service as the day goes on, and to improve the standard of information to Metro passengers." Nexus didn't say when the service would be back running as usual, but the bus services are accepting Metro tickets as a form of payment.
A vote for an airstrike in Syria was made last Wednesday in the Houses of Parliament. Since then, 2 airstrikes have been carried out, the first happening 2 hours after the decision was made. But what do Wearside think of this vote? Cameron reports.
Hello, I'm here in Sunderland where today we've been asking the people of Sunderland what they think of the Syrian airstrikes vote. One of the Sunderland MPs, Bridget Phillipson, she voted in favour of the Syrian airstrikes and went against her own party leader Jeremy Corbyn and what he thought should be right for Syria. Jeremy Corbyn wanted the party to go against the airstrikes, but some Labour MPs, including Bridget, went against. So we've been out in Sunderland finding out people's reaction to the Syrian airstrikes. And so here's what the public of Sunderland think.
If you've got definite proof of somebody going to bomb your country, naturally if you're capable, you're going to bomb them first and you get rid of them. The only thing is, you risk getting rid of innocent people, don't you? And it's, in all cases, it's the innocent people that suffer, isn't it? It doesn't matter what happens.
I don't think it's right. I think it's just been as bad as them. Like, I feel like it's just going to cause more, it's just going to drag us into it, and I just feel like everyone's exactly the same. Like, everyone that I've talked to about it is just completely against it anyway, and I just think by doing it, you're dragging us into it and putting us in danger when you should be in favour of helping the country, not going against it, putting it in danger.
Personally, I don't think we should be dropping bombs on Syria. I think it's going to cause more problems than enough. We're going to end up bombing innocent civilians as well as other, the terrorists. I think it'll just make us more of a target. So I did actually email my MP to say that I didn't think it was a good idea to vote in favour of bombing.
What MP was it that you emailed?
Bridget Phillipson.
Yeah, she voted in favour.
She voted in favour. She sent us I sent her a 2-line email saying, "I urge you not to bomb Syria because of blah blah blah, killing innocent civilians, radicalising others." And she sent us a big long letter back explaining our rationale, which I understand, but I still, I'm not accepting of.
Well, I agree with it. No, I don't. And she doesn't. But you've got to think of all the ones just tucked in, you don't know where they are,
I think it's putting us in danger as well.
So, this is my daughter, and we differ. But I definitely agree with it.
And you think it's making it more of a risk?
A risk, yeah. So I'm afraid I was afraid to come shopping.
She was on the bus and she was looking at people on the bus.
Suspecting them.
And I don't worry about anything.
Well, I do.
I don't worry, but there's a lot of the family worry about it. Especially when you go abroad, my husband in particular. But, no, you've got to live your life.
Certainly, I don't believe in it. At the end of the day, you've got to do things professionally, you know what I mean? And this is just going to create even more trouble.
Yeah, so you think there's different ways we could go about this?
There is, yes, definitely. I mean, I don't know myself, but certainly they can come up with something better than dropping bombs on people.
Right, so there we've heard from the Sunderland public and all their different views on the Syrian airstrikes. Got people from all sorts of generations, young, old, and all their different opinions. Some in favour, some against. One person saying it was sweet revenge, which he has his own opinion. Some people saying they were completely against it and all that. So lots of different views that I take on board. Sadly, today we couldn't hear from the Sunderland MP, Bridget Phillipson, because well, not unfortunately, but she's having a baby, so we couldn't hear from her today. But so we hope to hear from her in the future. But yes, that's the views on the public on the Syrian airstrikes. I've been Dominic James reporting from Keele Square in Sunderland.
Stagecoach bus drivers have been swapping their uniforms for Santa suits, all in the name of charity. Megan Gorman reports.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Santa has come to the northeast early and he's given up his sleigh for a stagecoach bus. Bus drivers across the northeast are dressing up in their festive gear to raise money for Sunderland Cardiac Support Group.
So the reaction that we've been getting from people on the bus is pretty cool. People are donating money, they find it's funny, it's getting closer to Christmas, it's giving people a bit more of a Christmas spirit. But it's people off the bus as well that go, oh my God, look, there's Santa Claus, and they all give you a wave look, like them just there. So it's getting the whole community involved, isn't it, really?
I think it's good. It'll get people to dig deep this time of year and give some money to those that need it.
Yeah, forget what he said. What did he say when he got on the bus? I just said I would like 2 new legs for Christmas.
I think it's good. It's a good idea. Yeah, definitely like it.
Wouldn't mind putting about £2 in, like.
Initially, I thought having to be dressed as Santa in this cab was going to absolutely sweat me out because it's really hot in here. But it's all for a good cause, so I thought, yeah, why not? It's Christmas, let's do it. And again, it's all for a good cause, isn't it? So why wouldn't you want to do it?
Christmas can be one of the most financially demanding times of the year. New figures have shown that the UK is spending more than ever. Jack Skinner has more.
Hi there, my name's Jack Skinner and we're reporting from the Bridges Shopping Centre in Sunderland. We're going to go around, we're going to ask people whether they think they're going to be spending more this Christmas or less.
We expect more than when I was a child. Much, much more. I mean, I was a child during the war, so you've got hardly anything. So I don't really expect a lot, even now. You know, I expect more now than I did then, because there's more around. But I know that the people around me, my own family, members of my own family, expect more.
I think the wages at the moment are very low and things are very high and people are struggling. Yeah.
It's everything's dearer and there's more added to the family. More additions. And you don't really, it looks as though you haven't got much, but it's more expensive than, because I've got a 6-year-old and a 12-year-old, and like it's the presents what my older son wants, 12-year-old wants a lot, and it looks so there's nothing there in money, but the other one looks so he's got quite a bit.
Well, each year everything goes up, doesn't it? Everything, even food. Yeah. And you think you're getting a bargain in the Poundland shop, because it's only £1. Well, you go to Aston and get it for 80 pence, so away. What's wrong?
No, we're not getting enough pension to cover the amount of money we spend. We're just getting greedy.
It'll never ever get any cheaper.
No.
Do we think prices are going up though? Are people expecting more?
I just think you get by more now. You know.
When you go there and you get 3 for 2. And chocolates over there, 3 for 2.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, and a Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah. So on the whole, people are seeing an increase in expenses this Christmas. I've been Jack Skinner reporting from Bridges. Thank you.
The South Shields Christmas Parade was launched this weekend by a group of illuminated drummers. The group, called World Beat a Spark, led a parade through the town centre. It was at the start of a series of Christmas festivities in South Tyneside.
Now we go over to Joe Madison for the sport.
First up, it's men's football. Were defeated 3-1 this weekend by Arsenal. This has forced the Black Cats into a relegation zone battle. Our reporter Jess Eyre has more.
At the Emirates. Bournemouth's unexpected win against Chelsea forced Sunderland back into the bottom three, and to add insult to injury, Newcastle have leapfrogged them in the table. Sunderland will face promoted side Watford, who currently sit 9th in the Premier League.
Newcastle have now moved back above Sunderland in the league table, taking 18th places after their shock against Liverpool yesterday at St James's Park. Liverpool's Martin Skrtel took Newcastle to 1-0 after an own goal. Wijnaldum, scored the second goal, ending in a much-needed victory for Newcastle's side. Now on to women's football, where this year's Football Association... Apologies, we're having some problems with the auto cue there. Scroll down. Right. Now on to women's football, where at this year's Football Association Women's Football Awards, Sunderland ladies were named Club of the Year in the top division. Carrying on the success at the awards, Sunderland striker Beth Mead was named Young Player of the Year. At just 20 years old, she earned her first England call-up and finished as top scorer in the Women's Super League, with 12 goals in 14 games. Former Sunderland ladies footballer Lucy Bronze has been nominated for the BBC Sports Personality of the Year Awards after she impressed at this year's World Cup. She is the first female footballer ever to be nominated for the award.
And now we're joined in the studio by award nominee Suki and the owner Marjorie. Hello there.
Hello.
So how comes that Suki has been nominated for this award?
Well, she was attacked last June, and one of the vets who took her to wouldn't look at her, so she was taken through to the PDSA hospital at Newcastle, where they treated her for the weekend, and then she was taken to Sunderland PDSA hospital, and they looked after her, and she's been poorly for so many weeks, but she's really fitting well now.
So what kind of injuries did she get?
She had terrible injuries to her stomach, and she had half part of her spleen taken away, part of her stomach taken away, and they found a tooth, the other dog's tooth, in her abdomen, and also she had her jaw broken and teeth taken out.
So I could imagine, is she scared of going around other dogs now?
No, she's not.
No? Quite surprisingly.
She's not scared at all.
And we've got some photos here, if you could see. There's some quite bad injuries there. There's the one at the PDSA hospital.
And here's another one of Suki just by herself.
So how did you come out about getting Suki in the first place?
I got her 3 weeks after my husband died. That was 10 years ago. And she was 7 months old, and she'd already had 3 homes before then. And then I got her. And I think she's been a little godsend to me, because she's been my little companion ever since.
Definitely. I could imagine it being even worse as well when the attack happened.
Oh,
I bet you were beside yourself.
Yeah, I was. It was terrible.
So what else is she, what's that a personality like now? Is she fine? Is she scared?
Fine. All she likes is to go down to the beach, and she likes to run around on the beach and look for food, and go up to the little cafe that we always meet in at Gary's, and she usually goes underneath the tables to see if anybody's dropped any food. So she's very well known.
Suki's been nominated for the PDSA Pet Survivor Award.
Yes.
We're just wondering, how do you vote for Suki?
You just go onto the PDSA website, and there's 3 dogs being nominated and 3 cats from all over the country. And you just vote for Suki, please.
We want Sunderland's own to win, so definitely get voting for that.
And now a look at your local weather with Jenny Rafferty.
Hello there, I'm Jen Rafferty with your weather for the region, and after a dry start with some cloud breaks, we might see a little bit of rain moving east across the region later. A similar theme throughout the night as well, with scattered showers and more cloudiness, I'm afraid. It will remain breezy throughout the night though, with a minimum temperature of 9 degrees. Going into tomorrow, with a heavy breezer, Storm Desmond still hangs around. Very cold during the day as well, despite a few sunny intervals. Scattered showers tomorrow after midday, going into the night with some heavy rain. Temperatures should be expected to linger around 10 and 12 degrees. And as for the rest of the week, we shall unfortunately be expecting rain. It will be coming in heavy from the northeast Pennines and will be noticeably colder for the rest of the week as well. That's it from me. Have a lovely week. Goodbye.
That's it from us today on Word on Wearside. Goodbye.
Bye.